Hey yo, this is Pos Plug One. You know what? We chilling with the peoples that they just do it like crazily for y'all, cause you know it's no other place to get it like this. MVRemix, man, get into it.
www.mvremix.com.
Today's the day. Are you optimistic Bush will be out of the office?
I mean, today, hopefully. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, man, it's even beyond that. Just hopefully that today's a day where a lot of people who have a great power to help play a part in, you know, deciding where their fate lies, went out and did what they were supposed to do.
Have you yourself voted, or will you be voting later?
I had to do an absentee vote, but yeah, I voted.
Perfect. Now, 10 years ago, did you envision De La still being as strong as they are today?
I mean, quite honestly, I did. I never thought that when I was blessed to be with my two partners and come out, I never thought that it was a moment where you wouldn't be liked by people no more, or people would find you not to be new. So I always thought that once you were out, you know, and you could, you know, I was looking at other music that I was blessed to be influenced by, you know, like rock music, where you see Aerosmith and David Bowie always changing the way they were and still around to this day. So, I mean, I had no doubt that it could happen. And to then see that a lot of groups that I started out with aren't respected today and aren't remembered. So the fact that we can still be here is a blessing.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that basically, because at the beginning of the new album you give shout outs to Jungle Brothers and Drez of the Black Sheep. What are your thoughts on the fact that groups with a lot less talent are a lot more popular, and then they're still working at it, but they're not as well regarded as they were in the early 90s?
Well, I mean, it's even beyond just saying groups that are less talented. I mean, it just helps you to understand that it really, unfortunately, talent doesn't mean that people are going to appreciate what you're doing. Because what I always try to let people understand is that people have to pretty much know you exist to know whether you're good or not. And I think that's the problem. There's a lot of groups that have great talent, but they may not have the right manager that's going to get them on the right show. I mean, it's crazy to think of it like that, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that makes the in front of the scenes stuff happen. And when you have people with great talent, but you know, they may have so much layering that no one doesn't know how to market them, with someone who you could consider as less talented, but it's just that they're just simpler and they're just easy to understand, and they look handsome, or they're real beautiful, so girls can fall into that you know, immediately, or men can fall into the woman's body immediately, and then the lyrics come second. That's the stuff that people have, and you know, there's a lot of talented people out there that may not have that going for them. It's just a lot of other factors that come into it beyond just being talented.
Definitely. And sort of sparking off of that, with regards to image, do you have any thoughts on Gorilla Black?
I mean, I don't know him, and I just honestly met him briefly for the first time, like a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta. We had a show out there, and he had a release party in the same building. I mean, to sit here and act and lie and say like, "Yo, I'm into his stuff," I couldn't do that. I mean, like, it's a little unsettling that he sounds so much like Biggie.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, man, for his own defense, I don't know him. He could have had that voice first. He could have did it first. I mean, all I do is sometimes I look at things through my own eyes. If I'm crafting a style and then someone, by the grace of just luck, or they stole it from me, do it first, I wouldn't do it. That's just me. But I can't judge him on that, you know. And I mean, at the end of the day, he's another brother of color trying to do his thing. I wish him the best, and I can't front on him as far as beats. I mean, he got Jazzy Faye, he got a lot of cats behind him.
Yeah.
I love their beats, but to say that I can really get into him is hard, because he sounds just like Biggie to me.
Yeah.
The way he says words, the way he does things. So it's really hard to get into him.
Definitely. Now, everyone's been asking still, because of the grind day, will Artificial Intelligence 3 ever make the light of day?
I mean, yeah, hopefully soon, man. It's just, you know, just due to us changing homes as far as where we put out our music, we just thought it would have been not a great idea, and not fair, actually, a fair action to I think Tommy Boy, which was our home for almost 14, 15 years, they understood that was part of a trilogy that they were a part of. But to now go into a new situation and then say like, hey, thank you for getting, going to the situation with us. Our first thing that you're going to put out and you're going to promote is an album that's not going to really have Pos and Dave rhyming, but our DJ and some instrumentals. It would have been wrong.
Yeah.
So we had to give them, we felt, a straightforward De La album, and which we did, which was the Grind Date. But we do look forward to and plan on putting out this trilogy, and hopefully with our new home, or if they feel like, we don't want to go that route with it, we'll put it out through, via the internet, through our site or whatever, but it'll be out.
Cool. Now, comparing the Grind Date to previous albums by De La isn't very easy. Many people have said you've kind of changed the formula to fit in with today's audience. Is there any truth to that, and what was the mind state behind the creation of the album?
I mean, it's sad when people say things like that. I mean, like, it doesn't anger me, but it just, it sometimes shows the only way I can say is ignorance. And I don't mean, ignorant doesn't mean stupidity, it just means you ignore facts. Change is good. It is all about where you're changing to, but everything needs to change. And I think what people, even a De La fan, could fail to understand is that De La soul always change. We change from 3 Feet High and Rising to De La Soul is Dead, and to Balloon Mind State, to Stakes is High, to AOI. We always change, and we are, and I'm so blessed to say that we have remained to be students of hip-hop. So no different than being a student of hip-hop back in the day and loving Rakim and different other acts, but still doing things the way we wanted to. We're still students of Jada Kiss and Black Thought and Lloyd Banks, but still doing things the way we want to. So if we are blessed to be able to have someone who can get into our music who was down with us since '89, but someone who can get into our music who's been down with us since Stakes is High, or someone just to this day, we're very... I feel that one of the ingredients is the fact that we are open to change, and we are open to what really goes on, now in the present. And that's what the future, that first song says. We are your past, present, and future. We are not one of those groups that get stuck in the fact that we were so successful in '89 and had this life-altering and changing album that we have to stick around and only make music like that. And I think a lot of other groups, they get stuck into where they think they are supposed to be, or where their fans, almost politely tell them to be. And we've never, ever done that. We've lost fans throughout the way because they didn't understand where we were going, and some we got back. But I think that I can honestly say, more than a lot of other groups can say, we're still here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons. We don't stay stuck in '89. I'm living in 2004. If the ozone layer is depleting, I gotta wear sunblock. I can't say like, well, you know what, in '89 I didn't wear sunblock.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Very good answer. Now, another thing kind of going from that is MF Doom for many, many years has been highly regarded independently and underground and through KMD and such, but no one really utilised him and put him on their major label release, well, recently anyway. What made you choose Doom for the Grind Date?
I mean, choosing Doom is no different for us and choosing Buster for like 2 albums ago. I mean, we can know them for years. We've known Doom just as long as Buster, but until we feel like, yo, you know what? This song sounds like Buster, we'll use it. Until we sound like till the next album, you know what? This song sounds like I can hear Search rhyming on it. I'll call Search and have him rhyme. We look at these artists as instruments. It's like, yo, you know what? Today we sound like we want to put a trombone. You know what? This sounds like a piano. These great, talented people are nothing but instruments in the eyes of De La Soul. So that song literally almost called out the fact that Doom could be on it. And as you said, we've been a fan of Doom since KMD up into all the Mad Villain stuff and everything he's done. So it just really felt like, you know what? It wasn't about, let's put Doom on to help him finally get out there. It was like, it worked. This song felt like it would be a great marriage between ourselves and him.
Yeah, definitely. That track's a real gem without a shadow of a doubt. Now, what exactly happened with Ghostface through Tony's Money / He Comes?
Basically, we did the song. We got in touch with Ghost. We're big fans of Ghost. We wanted to do a song with him, but as well, once again, until we found the song. We worked everything out. He did the song, but I guess one of Ghost's problems was he wanted to make sure that he got the money before he released the vocals. So we didn't even have the actual vocals. We had got a copy of how it came out, and everything was everything. I guess unfortunately, our management and his management weren't being clear to us and him. So from his viewpoint, he kept hearing us talk about how, you know, we got the song with Ghost and he hadn't got paid yet, and his own management weren't being clear to him what was going on. So he maybe felt like, well, you know, I don't want these motherfuckers to put this song out, you know, and leak it, and they haven't paid me. So he just, I guess, from what he explained to me and being frustrated and not knowing what was going on, he leaked his own verse. Mm-hmm. To try to, like, maybe just make the song be like, well, fuck it, we ain't gonna do this song because now I leaked my verse. You know, he did apologize. We met up with him at one of his shows, and everything was cool. You know, he let us know where his frustration lied. We let him know where we didn't even understand or knew that anything like that was a problem, because, you know, unless someone says it's a problem, we didn't know it was a problem. Yeah. So we worked all that out, and, you know, then we decided, well, you know what, let's, you know, try to find another song once again, and whenever that song comes about, we'll use it. But we let him understood then, you know what, but we want to still use this song, you know, for ourselves regardless, so why don't we just keep your verse? And that's what we did.
Cool. What's the relationship with Prince Paul like nowadays?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I just talked to Paul yesterday. I mean, like, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that because we're not working together in the public eye that we're not friends, that we don't still look for Paul for inspiration, no different than he looked for us for inspiration. We're on his new Handsome Boy modeling album that will be soon be dropping. You know, like I said, Paul, I am me here now and then on the computer. I pretty much hear from Paul throughout, you know, every 2 weeks or so.
Cool. Now have fun with this one. A la Fight Club. If you could fight any celebrity, who would you fight?
Say this again?
A la Fight Club, the movie. If you could fight any celebrity, who would you fight?
Fight any celebrity?
Yeah.
I would fight Freddie Fox, because if I beat him, then I know I'm strong. Because that's a strong and very powerful dude. So I'll try to fight Freddie Fox. I'll probably lose though.
Now there were several Xbox references on the Grind Date. Do you have a favorite game at the moment?
My favorite game right now is Rainbow Six Black Arrow. Cool. I love Rainbow Six, but I mean I play a lot of different games. But yeah, Rainbow Six is definitely one of them.
Nice. Do you remember the first film you saw?
First film, like movie?
Yeah.
Like in a movie theater?
Yeah.
The first movie, wow. See, it's hard to say, because I know I can remember the first movie I saw on my own outside of my parents, but first movie, I honestly would say that's hard to say.
What about the one then, first on your own?
On my own, first movie I saw on my own was Thank God It's Friday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I finally moved to Long Island, and I got to the age where I could go without my parents. Yeah, so it was Thank God It's Friday.
Nice.
But I mean, like, with my parents, I don't know, the first thing that comes to me is like a karate flick, because my father and my older brother was into a lot of karate flicks, so I think it was like a Bruce Lee flick or something like that.
Cool. Aside from the album, are there any De La guest appearances or collaborations or other endeavors we should look out for?
Right now, we've completed a song with the Gorillas, so, you know, that'll be on their album. I'm doing something with these cats, LA Symphony. But, you know, there's stuff in the works that we're trying to work on. I don't want to really speak on it until it really happens, but, okay. You know, man, hopefully look out for it, man, because we're trying to get it, you know, really, really get it going on, you know.
Perfect. Do you have any last words you have to your fans or potential fans that are going to be reading this?
Man, please, man, if you haven't already, please check out The Grind Date, man, and it's a beautiful album.